2.2 billion ringgit. How much is that? Most of us can't probably earn that in our lifetime. But the young chap right next to me today, Su Sing, he has developed 2.2 billion worth of property. And guess what? Those of you who are from Penang, you should be proud because he himself is a Penang boy. So welcome Su Sing to our show.
Thank you, Peter.
Alright, so Su Sing, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I was born in Penang and also I grew up in KL, and I started my career actually working in an investment bank just for a short stint of about 2 years, and then thereafter I went on to help out in a family business, and that's when I decided to set up like a separate venture focusing on boutique development in Penang.
Just how you were saying, you started working in an investment bank. Thereafter, you went back to your family business. And why did you specifically choose to go into property development itself?
I think from a very young age, I always accompany my dad to his meetings and also to construction sites and also to the office. So I've grew affectionate with the property sector, and I know that that's what I want to do eventually when I grow up. As growing up as well, I've always developed a liking for good design, and through my travels as well, good lifestyle concepts, and also I constantly follow closely like design books like Wallpaper, L Design. These are publications that I do follow closely, and I like things to do with architecture.
Talking about that, right? We have visited your showroom in Bon Cara. We have also been to the estate. One thing I do notice there is that you pay a lot of attention to design for sure, right? In this day of age where many of the developers are much more focusing on maximizing spaces, maximizing sellable square feet, But what you guys did was almost, in my opinion, you could have squeezed more dollar out of it, right? So why did you go for that path? Especially as a new development company, right, where cash flow is the most important, making profit is the most important, but you guys just chose to actually go the other way.
I think the journey is that we started doing boutique development in Penang, and of course in Penang market, comparing to KL, prices are lower, and you're expected to build at lower cost. So when we started off, we were more conservative when we did our two first projects in boutique development in Penang, which is landed properties. So I would say that we were more cost conservative, and to price our product more competitively and to sell fast. After that two projects, I think we grew our confidence, and because as a I also grew up in KL, so I understand the consumer mindset. People are willing to pay higher prices for the property. Hence, we are coming into a very competitive market in KL, and we wanted to build a brand that is very significant and differentiate ourselves from others. So that's when we selected Six Sun Design, for example. Consultants that are more passionate about their design and more willing to put extra thought, maximize the utilization of the space with a design thinking approach. And of course, the challenge for us was how to build it cost efficiently so that we can sell our product at the same time as how to make sure that the design element is not compromised. Then hence we created our first development in Klang Valley called The Estate, and of course thanks to our team as well, who has have similar mindset, and with the team of consultants with similar mindsets, we are able to execute that project and able to think carefully about the materials that we use, and also how we can elevate the experience for our buyers. We are very happy that our buyers actually appreciate it a lot, and it also reflects in the value creation that we could create from the property itself based on the elevated experience for our buyers. So hence you see the project price actually appreciated by more than 40% upon completion, and also rental yields actually hit like 7 to 10%.
Yeah, I heard you said just now, actually you all got Six Sun Design to do the estate, right? Yeah, the Sekeping Serenta guy. Right. Maybe for those people who actually do not know Six Sun, right? If you have been seeing like Sekeping Serenda, basically all the Sekeping, that's Six Sun. Is a very well-known architecture design guy. Yeah, very focused on the modern industrial.
Serenity as well.
Yeah, Serenity as well. Yeah, usually he like to do stuff where it's like very green in the city kind of idea. I know why the estate look like that. It's not cheap. Okay, put it this way. what gave you the kind of boldness to spend this kind of money?
Yeah, correct. Wouldn't that actually compromise the margin of
That's
the
right.
development?
Actually, for us, for the design, just for the ID and the landscape alone, we actually spend close to 17 million for the project. So which that's why we have some people coming to ask me as well. So how do you all make money? But actually, I think for us, it's that's why our main philosophy is not really just profit maximization or just building a house or the amount of houses we build. But we actually put thought into every single house that we build, and we want to make sure that it's the quality that we can give to our customer. In order to do that, we make sure that the cost efficient at the right places. For example, in terms of the structural cost, how do we minimize that, and how do we pass on more savings, and also at the same time, how do we price our properties more competitively so buyers can actually enjoy price appreciation. And on top of that, we do not compromise on the design and things that people can see, people can touch, people can feel, people can experience, places where people spend their families with. Those are the areas that we do not compromise at all, because we wanted to create the whole lifestyle elevated experience for our buyers, and that actually translated to the product that the customer wants. And ultimately, that's how we continue to expect value appreciation in the property as well.
Right. So that explains part of it as well, because we also noticed that one thing about you guys when it comes to the development, especially the ones in Klang Valley, these two, right? It's very much focused on areas that are, like I was talking to your CEO as well. You like to choose places that are very, very near to the hottest area, but not exactly the hottest area, but it's like the road that I must go to, the place that's very near. So for example, like the estate, it was at Bangsa South. And in the earlier days, just talk about when you first got the place, it was just starting the rebranding exercise from Kerinci to Bangsa South. There was a lot of question of whether will it succeed. Will MNCs move in? Will it be a whole different group of people? And the place that exactly you are at, there people would actually have a comment that, but that's like a lot of PPR, right? Then the same thing with Bon Kiara as well, where it is actually at Kiara 3, where Kiara 1 is the hottest street. Kiara 3, you go further a bit down, it's going to be squatter area. So is that how you actually balance between costs? By actually getting places that are still in that neighborhood, but yet has a potential to develop better, but haven't yet see the thing yet, so that you all can control the cost from there. Is that part of the strategy?
I think one of the main thing is that development in KL is also quite saturated, where there's a lot of big players owning a lot of nice land banks, and for new players like us, we really have the benchmark for us to succeed is really quite high, and the hole is like getting tighter and tighter. So the space is getting tighter and tighter. So to look for the suitable land bank that we can create something beautiful, it's also limited, right? Coupled with this factor, so that's why we have to be very selective in terms of which land we choose to develop, and that's why we put so much effort and thought into making sure that the projects that we do actually do create value over time, because property sector itself, it is getting quite saturated with a lot of players. And ultimately I think we always prefer to go for places where there's more established neighborhoods surrounding it. So besides living in a beautiful house, for example, we also want our buyers to have that whole lifestyle choices around them close by. So hence, Bangsa South is close to Bangsa, it's close to Mid Valley, and Mont Kiara, of course, we all know that Mont Kiara, it is a lifestyle destination. So that's why we chose these two areas as our first two projects in the Klang Valley.
So having said that as well, right? I noticed the way you look at development, it's a little bit different from many other property developers, right? Did it came from the background of you actually started off as an investment banker, therefore you tend to look at the business a little bit different from traditional property developers?
I think what contributed my philosophy towards property development, it's more of my personal life experience, where previously I was very career driven. I'm very maximize every opportunities I have, and then I realized that through time I realized that I developed a certain level of stress and certain level of anger, and I was kind of lost with what I truly want to do as well. Luckily enough, I got in touch with Vipassana meditation, and that for me it's a life-changing experience because completely I understood the science of my own body and my own mind, and how we can basically discipline the mind, first step, and then secondly, once your mind is quiet, you can develop wisdom, and from there that's basically a life-changing experience for me. And that's when I started thinking about what's my life's purpose. And when we were conceptualizing from BPM coming into Klang Valley, I was thinking of a new brand, and that's when someone came and suggested to me, the name Bond, which actually I was thinking a brand that can represent to help people to achieve a balance of life, so that people can live happier, move towards the bright side, and also be able to change their own lifestyle, their own thinking, cure their basically from the mind, the body, and the soul. So this angle, the Bond philosophy is really about using a balance of 5 elements in life, and using this in the living spaces, and as well as promoting a balanced lifestyle through the design of our spaces. So that's why we changed the name from PPM to Bond Estates.
Right. So it seems like building this business itself, it actually goes beyond just dollar and cents for you, but the way that you have described it just now, it is kind of like a life purpose where it's something that you find fulfilling in doing. Can we say that?
Yeah, I think it is. I would say to be able to conceptualize from ideation stage, and then to be able to work with similar mindset people within the company and also outside of the company, and then to be able to create that product from ideation to actually to create the end product. I think this whole journey it's really a very spiritual journey, and to me I think business is really about living the core values of yourself, and also nurturing your business as you go. And also to me, business is like it is like a spiritual journey, and the differences we can make in everyone's life that we touch, including our customers, our stakeholders, and our employees, these are truly enlightening for me. And I'm very fortunate that I'm privileged to be able to be in this position to create that. So to me, that is living to my life's purpose.
Just now you mentioned that in the early days of your life when you were younger, the point is that you say in the early days of your life, you were very focused on maximizing opportunity, and it led you to be accumulating a lot of anger and stuff like that. So can you share with us a little bit about that phase of your life? How old were you? What was it like at that time?
Yeah, I guess coming out of university and going into my first job, and also being very stressful at work, and also you try to maximize your personal life and also work life at the same time. So you're basically having not enough sleep, and at the same time you're working long hours, and at the same time and you tend to morph into a person that's highly stressful, and you really don't have time to clear your mind, and that tension tends to build up, and you tend to have tie knots in without realizing it in your mind, right? So yeah, I think and then at a point of I would say the key turning point of that is when I met my wife, and when we got married, and when we decided to want to have a kid together. I think someone actually told me about this Vipassana retreat,
right.
And I thought, wow, this should be a good time. I'm starting a new family. I need to have a be good state before I welcome my first oldest my first kid. So it's a magical moment. So yeah, so that's when I decided to go for the retreat for 10 days, and to me, I think that was a life-changing moment for me.
Right? Yeah, but I believe before you actually went for the retreat, I mean, no human being will suddenly say like, oh, there's a retreat. I want to go for a meditation retreat. There has to be something in your life that kind of triggered it, or you realize that, oh, what kind of person have I become? Like, was there an incident that made you realize that you are not what you wanted to be?
Yeah, I think we all we all humans. We tend to make certain mistakes, as well as sometimes the realization was more like like, you want to have a happy relationship, like a happy, sustainable relationship. And I think that part that I want to be able to there was a point that I think it was pretty much like being easily angered all the time, and I really wanted to improve that relationship with my wife, and that's when I felt that before we have a first kid, how can we improve this relationship?
Can't be always fighting with the first kid, right?
Yeah.
I think marriage kind of changed us quite a lot, right? Even for myself, it was the same thing. I mean, 3 of us are married men, right? I recall my first year with my wife was like, also a lot of fights, right? And then that got me to actually to find out how to solve the issues. You start digging in a lot of things, and that's when I came out with this thing called not I came out, but I discovered this thing called Enneagram as well. That helps us to do a test and then figure out different elements of people and how to deal with it. And that kind of also changed the way I dealt with people. What about you, Frankie? Was marriage also life-changing for you?
Marriage is definitely life-changing, but the thing is, before we got into marriage, we actually planned ahead. So we sat down, we have our very in-depth discussion, very tense session, clear things out. When we get married, these are the things that we should do, these are the things that we shouldn't do. If okay, then we sort of handshake agreement. This is how we are going to work out this family.
So like business,
okay? It's like business like that. Okay, once done, okay, we sign paper.
A little bit too logical.
A bit too logical.
But I think like everyone has their story, right? And for you at the point, you were saying that during the time you started realizing that you're easily angered, easily triggered, and so on, right? And thinking about welcoming the child, you actually decided that, hey, some change has to be done, right? And that's a great thing, right? And after that, so what was it like after going to that meditation camp? Like, what changed for you? What was some realization that made you go like, oh, okay, this is what I really want?
For me, when you're there, I think first 3 days is just spending time going into samadhi. That means you quiet your mind. When you quiet your mind, because our mind is always running, our thoughts are always running around like monkeys, right? So the moment you close your eyes, your starts running like monkey. And for me, that experience of being able to discipline the mind first, and then subsequently, of course, once your mind is more disciplined, then you can develop your wisdom through the meditation practice, through understanding your bodily sensation and how does your subconscious mind captures that bodily sensation and reacts to it and gives a reaction to your bodily sensation. So actually, when you're feeling angry, you're feeling angry at the level of your bodily sensation. Your mind has not responded to it, and so you haven't really actually become angry. But when your mind actually captures that sensation within your body, then it reacts with a lot of anger.
Right.
So this is really scientific facts that that you get to experience through the meditation. And I find that learning through experience is the best learning ever, because as I was growing up, people would tell you to pray and all this, and you carry the incense and you just pray without realizing what is the Buddhism theory behind it all. But actually being able to go through the retreat, I could experience the learning from my own journey, from my own experiential journey, and that to me is the most powerful thing that will ingrain in you, so that whenever the next time an external force is coming to you, that someone's gonna break your car, before you respond with that anger, you would have that understanding that your body has a certain sensation that your mind will capture it, and then if you understand this part, then you just hold on before you respond with anger, and that will change the outcome completely in your situation with whatever you're facing in your life.
Yeah, true. I think a lot of things, right? Like when we receive an external stimuli, I recall back then science also, there is flight and fight, right? Yeah, it's just naturally when your tension, adrenaline rushes through, and your body will just respond, right? And true enough, like, I mean, if you have kids, you would always know that when your kids do something, you just start shouting, and then after that, why do I need to be so angry at that, right? True, right? Yeah. So, having said that, after that session, that meditation session, what are some of the things that you carried on and shaped your business philosophy?
For my own personal journey, I think that understanding of the enlightenment of being able to control my own emotions better and knowing what I want to. It gives me empty mind so that I can think about where I want to move my business better. And that's when when I think that I think I always like property, and I always in love with design as well. So how can I combine these two and create something different in the market, and at the same time create a differentiated brand, and at the same time work with people that I love, and also be able to create a great customer journey experience for my customer, and through design of the space and through utilizing of certain materials. So that's when we decided to to create the Bond Estate brand, and that's when we decided to think our goal for Bond Estate is really to create a sustainable ecosystem of community where we can help people to live better through the design of our space, and also through the lifestyle concepts that we can bring. So that's when so that's when the Bond Estate journey began, and then we with this mindset, I think luckily enough, we continue to find people with similar mindsets to carry the concepts through, so that we can continue to do other things that are to grow the business regionally as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like compared to many of the traditional kind of way of looking at the property. I suppose this whole journey of yourself looking at things kind of help you to be much more clearer about what do you truly want out of every single project, right? Rather than just start off and say, the only thing that matter is maximize profit. Then it gives you that boundaries to play with. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you have to make money. I mean, every business needs to make money. If not, no one's gonna get into business, right? But that kind of gives you, does that kind of like draw out the thing and say, okay, this is ultimately what I want, so therefore I'm okay with playing with this margin to achieve my purpose. Does it kind of go like that in your mind?
Yeah, I think I think luckily we had a project director who was also been with us for a few projects, and he understands my vision, but at the same time he's very grounded. So he will be the person to kind of
pull you back,
set the boundaries. Hey, Susing, wake up, we're not building castle in the sky, that's like, beyond, and this still okay. So he's the guy that, balances, what we want to create. Of course, we are rational people as well. We always work within, profit margins, we have stakeholders to be accounted for as well. But at the same time, we try to balance out, these are the things we cannot compromise. For example, this landscape, this ID, this this area we cannot compromise, so we have to spend the money. So this is where we have the conversation, and the result is what it is today.
So he's the guy who tell you like you cannot have real gold in your leaf. It has to be
chrome can.
Or either spray paint gold. Is the proper, it's just a gold color, not real gold.
Yeah, exactly.
So can you share with us what are some of the crazy ideas that you originally had that they went like, no man, this out of budget, please don't do that? Can you share with us, like, if you're given that unlimited budget, what was that crazy thing that you would have done?
Well, for example, like the highest floor, like the 46th floor, when we were thinking of what concepts could go in, initially for me it's like, alright, it's gonna be like, you step into an onsen in Tokyo, when you come back home, you want to have the sauna, looking out to the hot tub that you have, and then you have like 24-hour hot tub there.
24-hour hot tub.
You can go in whenever you're tired from work. But I think this for example, like in Finland or Japan, they have this nice saunas with there are nice hot spring pool and all that. These are the things that we think that we need to have it on the 46th floor. Yeah.
But the good thing is today the finished good is not too far off from your vision.
Yeah. Okay, just the hot tub Still got a nice pool up there, right? It's just not a hot tub, right?
Yeah, we still got a nice pool up there. We still managed to put the sauna there. It's just that the sauna does not overlook to the pool.
That explains why the sauna is upstairs. So that was a question that we keep asking. Why is the sauna not at the pool side, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, so the purpose of the sauna is upstairs is so that you can have a chill, small pool, kind of like just to, not to swim, but just to soak in and chill, and then go into the sauna and enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Now that explains it. We were thinking like, why on earth is a
Why is
sauna
it not at the
up
pool
there?
area?
Why is it not at the pool area?
It's almost like when you come out in a concept car, right? You know, the concept car is gonna be really crazy. But when you go into production line, then it goes through the testing, accident test and all that, you know, then you have to like in this case, you know, the pool that we had, you know, like, you know, we can't have it like, you know, hot all the time because it's gonna cost a lot of money to, you know, maintain the electricity costs and everything. So the other factor that we factor in is that, you know, how do we minimize the maintenance cost of the unit for our buyers, right? So we felt that was more important than the facility itself.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Oh, and that's
Yeah,
why
so-
you have that whole like hanging plants.
Plants,
I
yeah.
can't remember what's the name.
Trellis.
The hanging plant. So it kind of gives this feeling that you're walking into a resort and overlooking a nice view.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can straight away picture that onsen picture overlooking Fuji Mountain already, actually. Yeah, okay, now I get the whole idea. So are there many times that your project director had to actually hold you back and say that, look, this is not gonna happen?
Sometimes. Yeah. But we always find a compromise. I think the good thing is that, you know, we can agree to disagree, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, he always respects my decision as well. So, you know, we have a good working relationship in that sense.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think every business needs to have a dreamer in the team, and you need to have a person who's grounded to actually keep you back to the numbers. And just like in our team, I guess I'm the dreamer usually. Then other people will be the one to tell me, you know, just chill down. Let's not do so much first. Can't afford yet. So yeah, I think I sit in the same category as you.
Yeah, so saying there are so many boutique developers in the market today, right? And I think what sets you apart is like what we have discussed just now with Peter about the spiritual elements that is embedded into the design and all that. But it's also because you guys are not just a boutique developer in Malaysia. You guys also have developments overseas. Can you share with us a little bit about those projects outside of Malaysia?
Yeah, sure. So we actually, before my time, we actually have projects in Abu Dhabi and as well as Vietnam as well. And then during my time, there's actually a unique opportunity that came about that actually involves building a shopping center in Thailand, in Bangkok City. So when that opportunity came, we were thinking that, you know, Thailand is the key place to go to for lifestyle destination, and as well as, you know, the tourism numbers is just crazy. Something that you cannot even buy in Malaysia. Like in terms of Bangkok City, it's always rated one of the top 3 most visited cities in the world. Even post-COVID 2023, you know, the first 9 months already, Bangkok is the number 1 top visited cities in the world with 23 million. So hence, we decided to, you know, and at the same time in the property business, there's always property cycles. And in order to cushion the property cycle, we are always looking at rental recurring assets that we can invest into. So hence, you know, when the opportunity came, we thought, oh, Thailand is the perfect place to have a rental recurring asset.
Yeah, but if you think about it, right, I think Philippines has the most number of shopping malls per square feet, I suppose. And then very close to that would be Thailand already. So don't you think that the competition there would be very intense and the chance of success is a little bit more challenging compared to, let's say, you build the same thing in KL, for
this
example.
very much aligned with your strategy. Even
Correct,
in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
You go to the most difficult part, Mont
Kara, Bangsa South, now you're Thailand for your shopping mall. Yeah.
Yeah, we love to take the big rock, right, and just like slam it down on our legs. Yeah, it feels good, right?
Straight away go for the hardest challenge, right?
Yeah. So why?
Well, I think for us, I think when we looked at Thailand, we also, you know, did our studies, and, you know, because we have family friends who are Thais as well, and, you know, we do understand that Thailand retail market it is a very challenging market, you know, and it's dominated by big boys, all the big players there. But at the same time, you know, there's also the land itself was very strategic for one. And secondly,
Where's the land, by the way?
the land is actually located in Rama 9, so it's in an entertainment district.
Right.
Yeah. So if you all been to RCA, that's where I think a lot of Malaysians, when they're young, they surely party in RCA before. So next to that, it's our mall. It's the land for the mall. So it's located within 5-kilometer radius from like Raja Prasong area, which is the main CBD commercial district. It's like our Bukit Bintang of KL, right, where Central World is. So within 5-kilometer radius from that, and also within 5-kilometer radius from Sukhumvit Road, you know. So we are very strategically located, and at the same time, you know, if we look at Thai lifestyle, you know, they all love their shopping mall. They love shopping indoors. And in terms of retail sales, you know, even with the online availability, you know, 90% of retail sales still goes through offline channels.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And on top of that, I think Thais, they do everything in the mall. Their kids go to tuition in the mall. They are banking in the mall. Their wife go beauty in the mall, and the dads, you know, spend all their time in the malls. So
the
I
mall
think
culture is that strong, huh? That explains all the shopping malls there. No?
Yeah, but having said that, how do you differentiate yourself compared to other malls? Because there are really a lot of shopping malls in Bangkok.
Oh yeah. Every station come out one shopping mall.
Yeah.
I think we looked at, you know, every mall, because every mall has their own identity.
Yes.
Right. Some they are well known for being wholesale center. Some is well known for being, you know, luxury product. You know, some is well known for being family centric. So where we focus on is basically Bravo Bangkok is the name of the mall. So Bravo Bangkok is really about fit and fun. We call it the fit and fun mall. The reason why we focus on this, and you know, we think that post-COVID as well, people's mindset is, you know, moving towards well-being, but at the same time, people want to look good. But after you look good, you want to have fun as well. So you don't want to lose that element of fun in your life. So hence, we came up with the tagline, fit by day, fun by night. So we're really focusing, you know, on mostly about like restaurants, you know. Basically, fit by day is, you know, in the daytime, people want to do their sports activity, they want to get their sports gears, sports factory outlets, and all this, and all the sports activities you can find in the mall. And on top of that, you know, you want to have like good F&B outlets, and also at the same time, you know, we want to have fun. So the fun element comes into play. So because we are located right in the heart of the entertainment district, and also our mall is specifically designed, 30% of our space is actually dedicated to concert halls, conference halls, and I would say nightlife spaces, and we even have an auditorium hall for, you know, 1,000 capacity, and we have 2 concert halls that can fit about 5,000 capacity each.
Oh, wow.
Right. Wow.
And can they be open to cater for 10,000, so you can have a big concert?
Yeah, I think we have also an outdoor area. That's basically we can host like outdoor festivals that can cater up to 15,000 people. Yeah. I think everyone wants, you know, to go to Bangkok to, you know, they don't mind going to Bangkok for the weekend.
Bangkok is a party place, man. So you're doing party stuff, almost can't go wrong in that sense. Yeah, and the way they describe it actually sounds like
a mall that never sleeps.
It sounds like track, but track in the mall. That's what it sounds like to me right now.
Yeah. I think the aim is, you know, to be known as the entertainment hub of Bangkok as well, due to its you know, favorable location. And at the same time, I think that, you know, post-COVID, we can see that, you know, a lot of investments coming in. Instead of buying properties, you know, people are looking at what faster ways to make money as well, right? So I think like entertainment investments, there seem to be a lot of interest coming in to build like entertainment and F&B. So these are the things that I think, you know, online can never replace, right? You know, you still need to eat, you still need to experience your Michelin star chef, you still need to go and party in a club rather than party in a metaverse. You know, it's completely different experience. Right. And go and see your favorite, you know, artists, you know, live rather than, you know, online. So I think this angle sets us in the right path to be able to capture what consumer wants moving forward.
Yeah. Usually as a mall operator, what they do is after they build up the whole building, then they'll open up the tenancy list and say, okay, who wants to come? Just give me the name. Then I fill you up in all the spaces. But for you, I think from our conversation earlier, you have a different approach. You are trying to build a community within the development itself. Maybe you can share with us how you choose your tenants and how do you build that community of businesses to achieve the objective that you want within this Bravo Mall in Bangkok.
Because you're not selling the space,
Correct.
right? You're renting it out.
Correct, you're renting it out.
Right. So how do you build this thing?
Yeah, I think for us now is there's two approach, right? One is a short-term approach to ensure the sustainability of the business, which means that we need rental. So we need to get in as much content as we can. That is the short-term strategy. However, I think the long-term strategy of where we truly want to go for Bravo Bangkok is really to build an ecosystem of like-minded people coming together. And of course, our goal is to help to improve the well-being and improving the quality of life of people around this ecosystem. So essentially, it's looking into what are the sectors that we are looking at is like agriculture, wellness, hospitality, as well as retail, as well as F&B. So essentially, it's teaching people what to eat. For example, like let's say if it's a Bravo Bangkok stamp, you can say almost like certified organic or clean eating, or things like that, where we can help people to understand what to eat, help people to understand how to reduce their stress level, to help people to understand how to improve their well-being. And that's when we can have healthcare professionals and all those people into our ecosystem as well. And essentially that is what we want to move towards. Of course, after you feel healthy and you feel good, and look good,
Then you go club and have fun, fun by night, fit by day.
right opposite RCA, right? So naturally everyone go to club. I still recall like last time, if my memory serves me correct, because it was a little bit outside of Sukhumvit, right? So you will only go to RCA specifically for party. If you're a traveler, you won't know where else to go there, right?
Yep.
But the fact that you make it in the mall, it means that now I don't have to go there only during party time, but I can go there earlier, have my dinner, chill there, or even hang out there first, then at night go over to a party.
Yep.
That's the concept, right? And maybe
Do you
not
also
just
have
RCA, but up there also.
do you also have a hotel or something? Is it an integrated project or is it just a mall itself?
Currently, we just have the mall, but
Okay.
we still have surrounding lands that we have not built. So of course, the next one we intend to build a hotel there.
So next time can even stay there also.
Oh wow.
Stay there,
So
party
yeah, it is
downstairs.
our vision
Right.
that we want the tourists to come. Let's say you come for a day or two. You don't have to go anywhere else. Of course, we want you to party there, eat there, sleep there,
Yeah.
exercise there. Have fun there.
Right. Because if not, I would actually stay in Sukhumvit. Then after that, I would actually travel RCA for party, then go back. That's usually what happens, ma.
Yeah.
But right
Yeah.
now, you're gonna make that into a hub itself for partying already.
Yeah.
And wellness,
Bro. Oops.
I keep forgetting about wellness part.
Yeah, I think medical tourism is a big thing for Thailand as well. Like a lot of people. I mean, whether it's beauty clinics all the way to like all the way to medical procedures and all that. It is the biggest for
Right,
ASEAN
right.
as well.
So how much did this project cost? Because this thing sounds like a very big development, right? So number one, I guess what I want to ask is how much is the project and how big is the mall?
So far our group has put in a total investment of about 700 million ringgit into the project. Yeah, to build the mall to what it is today. And subsequently, I think we still have about 10 acres of land surrounding the mall. So we could also increase the footprint of the mall and could potentially acquire more land as well surrounding us to expand the whole master plan. Yeah, so there is a lot of growth opportunities. Yeah, that's why we are super excited about post-COVID. Now it's like balancing the tenancy. As to date, we have already signed up to 55% occupancy, and we're targeted. Our aim is to hit 70%
By
before April next year.
Oh, okay.
And how long have you launched?
Actually, the mall itself, it opened in end 2017. Back then, I think the strategy was to mainly focus a lot on tourists. Yeah, because back then we have duty free and we have group tourists as well. That was the initial target for the mall. However, upon opening, there's also changing the concept of the mall to be more lifestyle driven, to be more entertainment driven. Yeah, because of the locality of the area, as well as, you know, we saw the trend coming. And at the same time, in 2019 was COVID.
Yeah, then COVID.
Yeah, then
the
after
world
it was
stopped.
COVID.
Straight away.
Yeah. For 3 years. So in a way, it gives us time to plan for, you know, post-COVID period. So it's good that, you know, in the beginning, you know, we didn't we didn't spend a lot of money on marketing, but now we are geared up and ready to go with our renewed branding of Bravo BKK.
Is that the only project that you're going to do in Thailand, or is there other things coming up as well?
I think our future plan is always, you know, because property is a very localized business. So, you know, we have already spent a good, I would say close to 8 to 9 years over there, learning the ropes and building our network. So of course, you know, we will not stop there. We will want to continue to do more mixed development in Thailand, and also of course eventually grow the Bond Estate brand into Thailand as well, doing residential development as part of the mixed development plan. So that would be our plan moving forward. And I think that a lot of these global hospitality brands like Aman, Banyan Tree, Six Senses and Anantara, they are all originated from Thailand. So we want Bravo Bangkok to be a global brand as well, starting with, you know, our first launchpad in Thailand, and we want to grow this, you know, beyond Thailand, you know, because, you know, Thai brands have huge influence, for example, in Indochina region as well. So it's a natural progression for us to look into places like Cambodia and Vietnam as well. And of course, from Malaysia side, you know, we do want to look into Indonesia as well. It is a significant market for us. So our focus is really to be a regional player in the property space.
Wow, such a grand dream in a small boutique company today. So in order for that to happen, I suppose you would need a lot of funding going forward, right? Is there any plan in that side of things or not?
Yeah, I think we are always looking, you know, for the right vehicle, and, you know, exactly at the right time as well. You know, Chinese has a saying, right? 天时地利人和. That means, you know, everything is going to be at the right time. You know, so for us now, it's really just staying focused on what we have on hand, make sure that the relaunch of Bravo Bangkok will be successful and filling up the occupancy, and then hitting 80-90%, and thereafter I think, you know, it's the time is right that, you know, we could look into some corporate exercise here
IPO.
from Malaysia as well. Yeah, potentially. It's always, you know, because we have big dreams, right? So with big dreams, you know, you have to go to the capital markets.
But I suppose you guys have really a very interesting story right here, because you are not just a typical boutique property developer. You are a developer that focus on design and the livability of the spaces. On top of that, you're a regional player in Thailand and all the expansion plans that you just mentioned just now. So I think when the time is right for you to go for corporate exercises and things like that, I think it's gonna get quite a lot of attention from a lot of investors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're quite unique. I think the fact that hearing from all of you guys, right, who's in Bond, and looking at observing how you all do your stuff, I have to say that you all are quite smart in the way where you all always look for opportunities within a crowded space. It's like everyone think that this place is like
saturated already, cannot do much already.
Then you'll
come in.
dig some sort of gap there that people are not feeling and say, hey, we are gonna come in right exactly at this gap. Yeah, we want to come in right exactly at this gap. They're like, oh, okay, are you sure? There's a reason why we are not doing it, you know? Never mind, I'm sure. Go in there, oh, okay. It is really a gap in the market. Yeah, and so far, for the past 2-3 times, it's been proven to be quite successful, I would say, right? Yeah, I mean, in fact, when the video went out, some people was like saying that, very weird one. Some people actually say, right, are you sure the estate is so expensive? Don't have lah. Why got so expensive right now? And I'm thinking of myself, no. You just go and Google iProperty, the prices are all there. You go and check with the bank, the transaction rate, the last one, it's also there. How can I lie to you? So I also don't know. All right, so thank you very much, Su Seng, for this particular interview. Thank you very much for joining us. And we are glad to hear the big dreams that you have. And I think literally you are like a David going against a Goliath. Yeah, not not as in competitor, but as in the situation in the market and everything all. Yeah, so we wish you all the best, and we hope your story will inspire many people. Before we go, just one more last thing. What is one advice that you'll give to younger people today who are actually striving to build a career, to be successful, and what's like one tip that you will give them?
I think, the key thing is always going back to your own core values, right? And what story you tell yourself. I think we wake up every day, we need to tell ourselves the right story, and we need to believe in our dreams, right? And of course, stay laser focused on whatever you're doing, and make sure that you put all your effort into it, right? Because it's the what you call it, like science of momentum, right? The more you put your energy, the more you put your thought into it. I remember this guru was saying that the moment if you have the thought in your mind, and that's already half of the battle won already. Because when you have the thought, that's when everything kickstart, right? So when you have a dream, then everything else moves with it. Your mind, your body, your everyday, and the people that you connect to, and the energy that you connect to. Eventually, if you continue to put consistent effort, you will definitely get there, because you already have that genuine intention. So I think, and then when if you're creating a product or create a service, just make sure that when you have the chance to over deliver, for your customer, you do your very best to over deliver for them, and that's how you create, a fan club that will, constantly make sure that you don't go out of business, because you have these people supporting you.
All right, thank you very much, Susing.
I look forward to see all the stories to pan out accordingly in the future.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you. See you guys in next episode.